intro. We don't need an intro.
You don't need an
Look,
intro.
we've already
We
started.
don't need an intro.
start,
we like this is your intro.
We've already started talking about it, so.
This is the Round Table Podcast.
Well, if anything, right? Let me start it off of this.
Yeah.
Do you two know how Twitch began?
No.
No.
You genuinely don't know. So Twitch actually began as
Hang on,
a
before you start talking, who are you?
Born.
There we go.
You sound
Right. My name is Born.
Yes.
Next to me is Helix.
That's Vaughn. I'm Helix.
And across from me in the darkest corner of the room
Is Legend.
is Legend.
Some ginger.
The brightest one in the darkest corner.
I'm the light at the end of the tunnel.
And he's not joking. It genuinely
What's
is.
funny is I have the illumination and that's what's messed up about this.
Yeah, we got Born in the light so we can see him.
Wow.
The hinges on the lights are shit. I can't tighten them up, so they droop. That's how they hang. But
That
yes,
is actually so messed up.
this is the Roundtable Podcast. This is episode 3. You know who our voices are now, and eventually you'll know what our faces look like as well.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, for those of you that are consuming this on YouTube, for the rest of you, you're not going to know what our faces are, because
We're just,
yeah,
We're just voices.
we are just voices in your head.
yep.
You're not even listening to a podcast right now. We're in your head. Go see a psychiatrist, you fucking psychopath.
Yeah, 3 people in your head.
Oh, pre-warning, by the way, there is going to be foul language. There is going to be swearing.
Hmm?
There won't be any racial slurs, but there
Much.
will be racist jokes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch this on YouTube, when we've got cameras, you will understand why.
The unfortunate reason why.
So all we need is an Asian
Unfortunate-
persuasion.
We do need an Asian persuasion.
We actually do.
But I also feel like 4 people on a podcast is too much.
I think it could work.
I've seen people
long
with like
as-
up to 12.
Yeah, so long as we know, like, when someone's speaking to just shut up and then move your point on.
But
when
we don't.
we don't.
We struggle with the 3 of us. Plus,
I think it would be a funny dynamic, though.
it would be, but we also run the problem of splitting YouTube money between 3 people is going to be difficult enough, let alone 4.
You know what would be funny, though? Because we all have, like, a standard British accent.
Yeah,
We should bring in someone who doesn't. Someone has a distinct,
like an actual Asian,
completely different accent.
like an actual Asian.
Yeah.
Not just someone who is part Asian.
Yeah.
But we should import. Someone
No!
Important Asian.
Oh, right.
Rentanasian.com.
We should get a Russian wife, actually.
I mean, you can do that on the black market.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go there, you know.
I don't want to be involved with any of that.
Why not?
You might find someone breaking through your windows at night.
On the topic of YouTube, that's the topic of this podcast. Well, not just YouTube, like
YouTube,
streaming platforms
Twitch,
as well.
Kick, TikTok.
Is Kick still a thing?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people that have been banned off TikTok go to it, and then get banned off Kick, and then go
Off
to
of
something
Twitch,
else.
you mean?
Yeah, it was.
No, it's Twitch, Kick, and then they go to TikTok after being banned off of Kick. Pretty much.
Yeah, like Johnny Salami.
How about Facebook Gaming? Do people still use that?
I don't think they do.
How long? That didn't last very long, did it?
No.
They tried to compete with Twitch and failed.
Yeah, because I think with Kick specifically, the idea was to be Twitch but with less restrictions.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is it was a complete bonfire.
Yeah.
And have you heard some of the nonsense that goes on there?
No.
It's bad.
We'll talk about Johnny.
It's really bad. No. I'm talking about the people that are sat at their desks.
Oh,
Johnny live streaming, that's a whole issue on its own. I'm talking about the guys you expected better from, who are sat at their desks and they're just like live streaming from their houses. A popular thing, right? And again, it's not exactly PG, but a popular thing that they were doing was that they were going on like what do you call it, like Omegle and stuff like that.
oh no.
And they were getting young, impressionable ladies to expose themselves on Kick.
That's fucked.
And it happened so often. And the thing that shocked everybody, right, there was a whole documentary I watched on it. Not a documentary, but someone was reporting on it. Because it had to be spoken about. Someone had to say something. Some of the top heads at Kick knew and supported it for a while. Until it gained traction, and then they... Bro, the saddest one I saw was this young lady who just wanted to be a mum. And she's had that happen, and the worst of it was that people were harassing her family after they found out who she was. 2, and these clips were being saved and shared on a Discord as well, by the way, and Patreon.
Yeah.
It gets dark on Kick. After seeing that, I stay clear of it. I was like, there's too much that can potentially happen. Like, the Twitch is strict, but because there are people who are just unhinged. They heard the word, oh, we're Twitch, but you can do anything you like, and they ran with it, like flipping Somali traveling from country to country, completely disrespecting culture.
Yeah, he's been banned from Japan for going up to like Japanese people going Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Wait,
and
that was
stuff.
his fault?
Yeah.
I thought it was tourists in general just being...
No, that was his fault.
Oh, tourists are a problem as
Yeah,
well.
tourists are the main problem, but he was going around to like random Japanese people and just saying all this.
But the thing with Japan is they are still quite conservative.
They're
And I don't
introverted.
mean conservative as in the political party. I mean as in they keep to themselves.
Yeah, they're introverted, completely.
To be fair, they were closed off to the rest of the world until I think the 1920s.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What, so you couldn't travel there
No. Well, you could, but you'd struggle.
to get the permits?
Like,
Yeah, I hear how bad
they
it is
they
to get.
didn't really they didn't have tourists until like the 1920s.
That's crazy.
It was such a beautiful country as well.
Yeah, and
That's probably why it's beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
how they've kept so many of their traditions alive.
It's because they're like, let's say, 50 years behind or 100 years behind.
Well, they're not even behind.
They're in front. Have
Like-
you seen the tech they have?
Yeah, they're
Have you seen their websites? They actually look like 2006.
they're not
into
they're not behind. They just like what they're doing.
In fact, some of the stuff I've heard sounds very behind. Do you know what you have to do in order to get approval to like use someone's music or something in Japan?
No, I have no idea.
You don't email them or anything like that. You have to meet them in a restaurant to shake hands. Imagine thousands of people trying to upload Japanese content and every single person having to. That's kind of
That's
behind.
not
Yes.
behind. That's respect.
It's respectable. No, 100% is.
They don't do that because they don't keep up with the tech, because they do keep up with the tech.
100%. Their technology is amazing.
It's ridiculous. But the reason they do that is because it's cultural and it's respectful. They are very big on respect,
100%.
to the point that you don't see handshakes out there. It's bows. And if you pass a business card, they
It's
have
two
a very
hands.
specific. Yeah, it's two hands. You bow. You don't look you in the eyes when you pass a business card.
Wow.
Or,
Yeah,
or a lot of items.
Completely
like that.
respectful out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is on speculation. This is stuff I've heard. I haven't been to Japan, nor have I made business trade deals in Japan. I just hear stuff like you have to ask permission to record in certain places, like you do, but it's like way more strict.
Yeah.
It's like trains. You have to stay quiet on a train for respect.
To be
'Cause
fair,
people
they
done-
have a lot of problems with public transport out there.
Yeah.
One, rammed,
Like
so busy all the time.
Yeah, rush hour is like you're back to back, side to side.
To be fair, wouldn't the problem with that be that just all businesses start at the same time?
Yeah, that's also true. But another problem they have is
Work culture is something
that
else.
they now have to have separate carriages for women. Women can still go
Yeah.
in the other ones, but
There's
they,
a specific.
they have a
Yeah,
specific
I
carriage
mean,
for
listen,
themselves if they
we-
want it. Because I'm not saying all Japanese men, but a lot of Japanese men are massive perverts.
I mean, when you've got a country, right, that distributes women's panties from a vending machine, you might have a slight issue.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of unusual vending
Again,
machines.
their culture is completely different.
They have a lot of vending machines in general.
That's true.
I
They
respect
have
it.
vending machines for everything. One of my favourite vending machines, and they have these in France as well. And I've
Okay.
seen a couple in the UK. Pizza and bread.
I've seen the pizza ones.
No, but it wouldn't work in any other country because of the whole respect thing, right?
But in France, and I don't know if you know this, but France is like the capital of fresh baked bread and pastries. No one
What
does
about
it better. No, Belgium do good.
Yeah.
Belgium are very good,
yeah.
I like Belgium.
but French bread and pastries are better.
All right, I'm
Belgium do chocolate better.
Oh yeah. Okay, I agree.
I
with that.
can agree with that one.
I agree with that. The waffles, bro. Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
Right, we've kind of gone off topic.
We've gone off topic
very
completely.
very quickly.
Right.
But I feel like we can come back to this in another episode.
So, if you was to choose between, okay, so let's say, right, you had someone invest in you, right? Completely invest in you, and you had to choose between the two streaming giants of YouTube and Twitch, which would you choose, right? And bear in mind, you have the ability to record in any fashion you want, right?
So is it right?
So the goal would be to pay the person who's invested in you back. Which would you choose?
But I don't just have to do live streams.
No.
So I can upload
no,
as well.
with Twitch, by its very nature, you have to do live streams.
Well, no. But my point is, if they're investing in me and I get to either go onto the platform of YouTube or the platform of Twitch,
Yeah.
do I have to live stream or can I just upload YouTube videos as well?
Yeah. No. You have to choose between the two giants. Like, let's say it's a contract.
Well, no. What I mean is, if I choose YouTube,
Yeah.
Basically, what he's saying.
You can't choose Twitch.
no. Ignoring Twitch. If
No, basically
I've
what-
chosen YouTube as my platform.
Okay.
Do I have to live stream on YouTube or can
No.
I upload to YouTube?
You
as
can
well?
upload to YouTube. So the
I
two
can
styles,
use YouTube,
use
in its
YouTube
full.
as YouTube, but you can't live stream like you can on Twitch.
No.
So you have to choose one of the styles that
I-
most popular on the sites.
It's difficult because they're both very saturated markets,
That's what I mean.
and neither of them actually pay that well.
It depends on how your growth does.
I think I'd go with Twitch because
Really?
Twitch, although it's not quite the giant that YouTube is,
Yeah.
you can create a better connection with your fan base. If I'm guaranteed to get a fan base, I'm
Right.
going with Twitch.
Yeah, let's say, right, it's a popular company that, let's say, has like 25,000 people that they can just shove into your stream at any time. You know, the whole raid system that
Yeah.
they have. And at any time, like, let's say they have one of their popular guys stream for a while and they're like, hey, can you stream an hour after this person's done? And they will move their audience to you. So that's a guaranteed audience every time.
I'm going with Twitch.
You're going with Twitch.
Simply because I feel like I can create a better connection with a fan base
Mhm.
and I can build that fan base up more.
All right. What would you go with, Legend? You haven't said a word in a minute.
Well, I tried to, and Helix kept talking. Basically,
Wow.
Could have interrupted.
I tried.
I'm not
It
saying
didn't work.
nothing, man. Shade is shade, whatever.
obviously, I'm not a very big techie. I'm not
Yeah, but
very
let's-
good. I'm not
alright.
very good at streaming like
So
the
let's
two
say,
of you.
right? Let's say the shady man is me, right? I've
That's
somehow
nothing
come
new.
into money. I have a business suit, and I'm like,
Yep.
hey, I have these two contracts from two of the biggest sites, but they have rules, right? With Twitch, you have to be live, but with YouTube, you're not allowed to be live. You have to record the video, then upload it. No,
Oh.
you have to record the video, edit it, then upload
The
it.
traditional
Yeah,
YouTube,
but with
right.
Twitch, you have to
It's
go
true.
live for, let's say, 4 or 5 hours per stream. Right, let me add rules for you. Just to give you a bit more incentive to think about it. So with the YouTube video that has to be, let's say, half an hour to an hour long,
Yeah,
but with Twitch, the streams have to be 5 hours long.
I think I'd probably have to go YouTube.
You go YouTube. Right, and what kind of content would you create on YouTube? Right? And bear in mind, you're guaranteed like a low level of success, let's say with 10k, because again, this company...
Start off basics.
Yeah, no. This company, let's say, has a lot of connections, so they can advertise. They can get you a lot of they can get a lot of eyes on you, and then the video can be uploaded, and then have at least an interest to begin with. So you can make any kind of video, so long as it's possible through YouTube's ad system.
I'll
What would
probably
you make?
I'll probably go gaming. Definitely,
You would go gaming.
it's the best thing I know. Really,
Yeah, but what's that?
I'll try scuba diving
Yeah.
for a while.
All right.
See how that goes on. See if anything clicks.
Yeah.
So like a niche.
Yeah, because
That is, to be fair, scuba diving is very niche.
But
Yeah.
then
But you
what
can travel
kind
around the
of-
world with that one.
True.
That's true. That's true.
So more like a vlog, but so kind of like a vlog, but more specifically tailored towards the scuba diving
Yeah.
side of it.
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say, if you wanted to go into gaming, what style of gaming? Because there's so many. You could even make gaming reviews.
Do
Yeah.
you have to? If I said I just wanted to be a gaming YouTuber, do
Right.
I have to have a specific thing?
No, but it's better to have a recurring audience. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've got racing gaming, you've got gun gaming, you've got, sim gaming, you've got.
But what if I like all of them?
If you like all of them, then
Make
you're
a
gonna
series.
have to. It's harder because you have to pertain to every single audience.
To be fair, in that sense, all you have to do is create a schedule.
Or just create a
For-
series for each genre.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Like
That's just more work.
it is, but YouTube is not necessarily more work, but it can be more work than streaming.
And bear in
Simply
mind-
because I don't think people understand how difficult it is to actually be a streamer or a YouTuber in general. 'Cause
No, it seems just a click of a button. To a lot of people on the outside, it just seems a click of a button.
in terms of streaming, it can be just as simple as a click of a button.
But you have to have the personality people show up for. That's the problem.
Yeah, yes and no. Like, you don't have to have the personality to be a streamer. You have to have the personality to be a successful streamer.
Yeah.
The thing with streaming is, and I have dabbled in both, and I still intend on dabbling in both.
Mm-hmm.
However, my laptop can't currently handle streaming, as we discovered.
Murky waters.
I mean, I could go back to console streaming, but I'd rather have the full shebang.
Control, yeah.
Yeah. The thing with streaming is, so long as you have access to YouTube,
Right.
which is what it all comes down to,
Mm-hmm.
so long as you have access to YouTube, you can learn how to set up a stream. You need a cheap mic. You need something to to stream on, be that a console or a computer. And you need a free software called OBS. And OBS is great. It's so piss easy to use. It takes 5 minutes on a tutorial on YouTube to learn how to use OBS.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are so many functions that take a lot longer to learn, but the basics of streaming, super easy to learn.
Now, here's
Not super easy to do well, though.
That's true. But what demographic do you think actually dominates YouTube right now? According to a source that I read.
That dominates YouTube.
Yeah, so if
make
you
a guess?
upload...
As
if
in
you-
overall?
Right, so let's say you uploaded a video that goes worldwide. What demographic are most likely to see that video?
I say 16-year-olds.
No. So I'm talking about ethnic demographic,
Oh,
not
ethnic.
age demographic.
It's got to be like either Caucasian or Asian.
It's neither.
Really?
It's neither.
Who's it then?
It's actually. Let me find a politically correct.
Oh, he hasn't even looked.
he answered
It's-
the question.
It's the Hispanics.
The Hispanics?
The
Latino?
Hispanics use YouTube the most,
Really?
according to the source that I read. Meaning that if you're going to pertain to any group, it has to be them, because they spend the
I
most
wouldn't
time.
have thought that.
Yeah, I was shocked by that answer as well, because generally you don't really think about the demographics you're normally
Yeah.
aiming for. Most people think about age.
Yeah, age groups and
sillier
stuff like that.
people tend to go for younger. More serious people tend to go for older.
Yeah, because you think when me and Helix used to stream together,
Yeah.
on the games we played, our age demographics was
I think it was 16 to 24.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Hang on. What would you two do for a 16-year-old?
No, it was just
Entertainment
We
wise.
were gaming,
yeah.
and we were just taking the piss. Like, we weren't serious. We're still not. I have no intention of ever being a serious gamer.
No.
No,
Because
Well, no, I can be if I'm racing or playing Tekken.
I don't care how good I am at the game. I can't be a serious gamer. I
I'm
can
s-
take it seriously,
I'm shit at all games.
but
so
even if I'm good at it, my reaction is still to have a laugh and take. I don't play games to be good at them. If I am good at them, bonus.
Ooh. And now here it is, right? Here's an interesting question I have for you. If you were to take the best console age and stream it live, which would you take?
The best console age.
So you've got
Oh, what? As in like generation?
generation. And bear in mind, you have to choose one and stick with it, because let's say that's the best for your demographic and that's what they come to you for. So you've got retro gaming, you've got new age gaming, stuff like that, right? Those are usually the two types of gaming.
See,
you've
that's
got
a that's a
PC stuff.
really, really, really difficult one.
It is very difficult.
Because the thing with PC gaming is that doesn't have a specific age.
But most of PC gaming is emulation.
Yeah, it's more
So-
it's more modern.
You get to choose, for example, like let's say Forza Horizon. You know what console that game was built for.
Yeah.
It's just that the PC has the specs to run it. So you still have
So if we
to
take
choose
PC
an
out of
era.
the question-
yeah, you could take PC out. You could bring it in, or you could take it out, because PC.
So we're talking about the era of
the
games.
era of gaming
Um,
that you can have the most fun with.
that's a really difficult one. That's a really difficult one. There's too many good options,
There really is.
but there's also so many bad ones.
Yeah, I personally...
I'd probably go with not current, but the last generation of gaming.
Which was what consoles exactly?
PS4, Xbox One.
Really?
Yes, simply because that had the most diversity in terms of gaming, and there were actually, because that generation of consoles was around for a long time.
So are there any specific games that come in mind? In fact, if you had to choose between, obviously, PlayStation and Xbox, and then what game specifically would you choose?
Right, you've got GTA, you've got Minecraft. They are, and Call of Duty as well, and FPSs in general. They have been the pinnacle for a very, very long time.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So probably, and that's my era of gaming. FPS, racing, GTA, stuff like that. That was my era of gaming. That was when I was at my peak of having time to game. They were the ones that were on top at the time.
I wouldn't actually choose those.
No?
I really wouldn't choose those.
It is a very saturated market.
It's very saturated.
But it's never done bad.
I would personally... So I did a lot of thinking about this, right? And you have so many big eras of gaming. So many. And so many that people enjoy. And for me, the battle was actually between the Game Boy Advanced era, the PlayStation 2 era, and the Xbox 360 era. For me, those are the three greats.
I mean, I
generally.
can see that.
And the reason why is because, well, your boy loves Pokemon, your boy loves Sonic games, your boy likes Dragon Ball Z games, and the PS2 Dragon Ball Z games were so good.
True.
Gran Turismo games did their peak in the PS2 era.
Yep.
Fight me. And Xbox had Halo, you had really, really, really stunning games that came out that were just specifically for that Forza Horizon, things like that. And I would have to choose the PS2. There was far too much variety on the PS2.
One thing I found with Xbox, because I've had both consoles for years. I started out on PlayStation back in the day, but then when the PS3 came out and the Xbox 360 came out, I moved over to Xbox 360 only because that's where all my mates were. All my mates were on Xbox 360, and at the time Xbox 360 was slightly better.
Oh, that's true. No, I disagree. I think PlayStation 3 was the better console. However,
It was a better console, but Xbox 360 had better variety.
they had a better community. That's all it was. If you brought out the same game on PlayStation 3 and on Xbox 360, more people would be on the 360 just because everyone else had a 360.
Because it was more accessible, because it was cheaper.
And the live and the chatting and all of that.
To be fair, I as much as I love PlayStation because they've got some iconic games.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Xbox has always been better in terms of live. Xbox Live has always been better.
Yep.
More accessible, easier to use.
Well, PlayStation Network used to be free.
Yeah, but it wasn't as good.
It wasn't.
There was
That's
a
the
reason it
why
was free.
There's a reason why it was free. Oh, damn it. You actually got me on that one.
And can we just talk about Xbox Game Pass, which was out before PlayStation? What was PlayStation's one called?
It was just PSN, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they've got a thing now. PS Pass.
PS Pass, which
But
is...
before PS Pass came out, Xbox Game Pass, far superior.
There was like a gold version of it, wasn't it? Or something
So
like
they
that.
had
tiers.
bronze, silver, and gold for Xbox Live.
Yeah.
It was just in terms of like how much access you had. I think bronze was you could chat but you couldn't join parties.
Yep.
Silver you could join parties but for a limited amount of time.
Wait, what?
No, I think
Wait.
I think bronze you could play online but you couldn't join a party or send messages.
That's actually so isolating.
Silver you could play online and send messages but you couldn't join a party.
Yep.
And gold you could do whatever you wanted within obviously the terms and services.
They basically just give you everything. Yeah. What about the discounts and stuff? Did that count for all passes, or did you only have the? Because I never had.
So when they had the tier system, Game Pass didn't exist.
Right.
We're going like 15 years back.
Yeah. So there wasn't the discounts that randomly showed up.
No,
on it.
but now that Game Pass is out, when they brought Game Pass out, they still had tiers, but they got rid of that not long after, and then they brought in tiers of Game Pass.
Right.
They don't have Xbox Live anymore. It's now all Game Pass.
So it's just all one.
Yeah, they've turned it into one thing, but at one point they had Xbox Live Game Pass, and Xbox Live like Game Pass Ultimate. So Xbox Live was just Xbox Live. You didn't get any free games, you didn't get any discounts. You just had Xbox Live to play online and speak to people.
Mess with your mates, yeah.
Xbox Live Game Pass, and take this all with a pinch of salt because I could be wrong.
You could be wrong. I've asked you an intense question.
This is going off of memory alone. Game Pass was you got access to free games and like discounted games.
Yeah.
And then Game Pass Ultimate, I think there was a limitation on how many games were available on Game Pass, but Game Pass Ultimate was, if it was on Game Pass, you could have it.
Yeah.
And you'd get like good discounts. And you still get them like 75% off. Up to 75%. I think the highest one they've done is up to 90%.
Jeez.
Because I got some games that I shouldn't have gotten for as cheap as I did.
But you still did get
Yeah.
them.
And to be fair, even now, it's kind of died out a little bit. It's still good. It's still very, very good.
Yeah.
Even now, I get some bangers of games.
That's good. That's honestly good.
Yeah.
So what we've established is, if you were to be handed a very shady contract
Yep.
from a handsome man, I must say, in a black suit, and I turned around to you and I said, which platform would you choose? You would choose Twitch, and then you would go over to, like, let's say you had to choose an era, you would choose the PlayStation 4 era or the Xbox
360.
What?
No, Xbox One.
Xbox One, yeah, because the 360 was with the PS3.
Yeah.
It was the rival to the PS3. And
To be fair,
out of the two,
Mhm.
select your games.
games.
Select your games to stream.
Oh.
Right? Because obviously, if you're going for the game,
So I can't have both consoles, can I?
You can't. Well, you can't stream them both at the same time. You'd have to choose one. You can have them both, but let's say for your first stream on the Twitch platform, this is your debut.
Oh, my one.
This
I
is
get
your-
to pick one game for my first stream.
This is your first stream. You're introducing yourself, the
Ooh.
person you are, right?
Oh.
Right, you come in your best attire, your room's all clean, you got your RGB lights, right?
Yep.
Your microphone set up, and the audience has just been shafted in your direction, right? They're like, hey, are you ready? Because, we're ready to send them over, our guy is done. Which game are you choosing for your big moment in the lights in front of this huge audience?
Genuinely a really difficult one because there are so many.
But which one do you think you would have the most fun with?
I'd have the most fun with.
Yeah, because
The most fun or the most success?
your first debut to a new audience, they're not focused on the game as per se, they're focused on you. They can find the game anywhere else. So the interest has to be on your commentary and how free-flowing it is for you.
In that case, either GTA 5 or Minecraft. Because they're
Really?
both games that I enjoy playing
Right.
and have enjoyed playing since they came out. So what's that? 15 years?
Ooh, yeah.
And if they're not there for the gameplay and they're just there for me,
Yeah, because they have to be there for... Because, like, GTA is a big game with a lot of people who are streaming it at the
Yeah.
time. Obviously, they know what's going to... Let's say you weren't going online, you were just playing the story to, let's say, to advertise GTA, or whatever,
Yeah.
or to just show them that... Yeah, to play the story so that you can focus more on the audience rather than the game.
the story.
Yeah, so...
So
you go
not
through
GTA Online.
No, because online you would have to focus on what you're doing, thus paying less attention to your audience.
I'd argue you'd have to pay more attention to the story because there's key information regarding the next
I
mission.
mean, you go through, like, let's say the story elements, and then you can just stop playing and then refer to your audience. Whereas if you was playing online, you have to keep going, or
I
you're going to
suppose,
get
yeah.
shot. You're going to get shot by some random guy called Steve who joins your lobby. But
You've made it worse. You've made the question worse.
Again, I'm making it difficult on purpose, but you can still choose to do it online. What I'm saying is, the best option would be for you to focus on your audience, not focus
I'd go with Minecraft.
on the game. You would go with Minecraft.
Minecraft. It's a chill, easy game
Right.
with plenty to do.
True. Well, depending on who you are.
For me, there's plenty to do.
Right.
And there's plenty of options for me to just chill and chat with the audience. And I don't need to pause.
No.
Because it's one of those games where you
You can just stop, you know,
yeah, you
despite
can.
the creeper.
But there's plenty of monotonous tasks to be done while you're conversing
But wouldn't
with your
you
audience.
think that was... Wouldn't you think for the, let's say, the TikTok kids in your audience, wouldn't that be a bit boring?
Well, I'm not. My audience isn't there for TikTok kids.
That's true. No, but you've been shafted. A completely random
So I
assortment.
have to base my choice off of the audience I've been given.
No, you have to base
okay.
your choice off of the audience you want to grow for yourself. But let's say in your debut stream, you have to choose what audience you want to water, essentially.
Oh, and yeah, I'm sticking with Minecraft.
You're sticking
then.
with Minecraft. Yeah?
If I'm choosing the audience I want, I'm going to present them with me at my most kind of natural.
In your natural, you wouldn't want yourself at the most, like, because you've got some people that always come into stream like caked up on caffeine, jumping
But
around.
I'm
the
always
room.
caked up on caffeine.
That's true.
So your question is, if I had to choose a target audience,
Yeah.
what would I choose?
Yeah, so we've moved from what games you chose GTA or Minecraft, and you chose a Minecraft. So now it's more about what kind of, how would you nurture your audience to come back to you after you've chosen Minecraft? Like, how would you keep their interest for the next 5 hours according to this contract,
I'd keep doing what I'm doing,
which is
being myself and being lively and energetic.
I mean, would you address the audience at any time?
Oh,
Would you ask
yeah.
them questions. Blah,
All
blah,
the
blah,
time.
blah, blah.
The whole point of being live, and like being live on Twitch, well, live on streaming platforms in general, because there are others available. I'm not saying they're better,
Yeah.
because they're not, but there are others
Damn.
available. So I think that the best way to be on a live stream is to be not necessarily conversing with your audience,
Right.
but being available to your audience.
Correct, yeah, though, which is what my argument for GTA Online was, is that you wouldn't have been so available for them.
Not necessarily, but you can be.
I mean, imagine this, right? Take a GTA 5 heist.
Oh,
What
shit,
point
here we go.
could you address your audience while you're essentially robbing a bank
What
with, and you've got to be
Cutscenes.
a team player.
Cutscenes.
No, but you've
Because
got
in
one or
GTA
two cutscenes, right, in the GTA Online.
So
but you have to be a good player, and the cutscenes don't last long. We're talking addressing
Yeah.
at least 25,000 people injected into your chat
To be fair,
and keeping them entertained.
the thing is, no matter what game you play, addressing 25,000 people,
It's not going to be
is
easy.
not an easy task
It's not
anyway.
going to be easy,
So why put yourself in a position where you cannot answer every single person's question?
Absolutely
If
not.
all 25, it's not going to happen.
It's not.
But if all 25,000 people were sending messages at the same time, not a hope in hell do you have of answering all of those messages.
Oh, actually, here's a good question. What would you answer?
In what sense?
In what sense? So let's say someone's donated, I don't know, like 25 quid to send you a little cute pop-up message, right? Which questions would you ignore and which questions would you address?
It all depends on how I can answer it.
Meaning,
If
like,
I
let's
can-
say if you were given the like, let's say you're being yourself,
Right.
Not yourself, because that scares me.
If it's a question that I would be comfortable answering,
Yeah.
like if it's too personal, I'm ignoring it.
You're done.
Sorry.
All right,
If-
but how would you answer that? Because I'm quite interested.
How
so
would
let's,
I-
let's
what,
say
if it was too
someone's asked you a
personal?
completely personal question
Yeah.
out of the blue, right? And let's say it's an innocent question,
And I'm not allowed to ignore it.
You're not, because they paid like 25 quid.
So how would I kind of?
How would you
Make an example.
address this Like, how would you address this audience member?
What first things first, I wouldn't try and put them down in any way, shape, or form,
Right.
because that's how you lose an audience member.
I mean, I normally would.
Oh, again, it depends on the context of the question. If they're
Right.
asking for my address, I'm banning them.
Okay, let's say it's a completely personal question, but they've asked it innocently, and it's not something you're normally okay. Like, let's say it's a question that you're not even okay with me asking you.
In that case, it will be something on the lines of, I can't really answer that. I'm going to be honest.
But what would you give them in return? Because they've spent like 25 quid to get this message through.
There's nothing you can give them in return.
No?
If you can't answer the question, you can't answer the question.
I mean, you know what I would do?
Go on.
Because Twitch obviously has a lot of tools. I would highlight their name and I'd be like, just ask me something else. That's what I would personally do.
Well,
I'd be like, hey, look,
that's a very easy thing to do.
Yeah, I'll be like, look, you're one guying me. It's a question I can't ask. You spent this much money on me, and not a lot of people have money these days.
You can ask me anything, but unfortunately not that.
Yeah, just not that. That's the way that I would handle it personally.
But that's an easy way of doing it, and there is nothing wrong with doing that. Huh?
How would you handle it, Legend?
How do I handle it?
Okay, let me set the stage for you.
Stage.
Let me set the stage for you because you're a GTA 5 lover, right?
Yes.
Let's say you've gone to like the quietest part of the map. I forget where that is at this time, right? And you're addressing your audience members. So let's say, okay, you're like, look, I've had enough online. I've had enough of people blowing my cars up. And
which is a normal one on the Mark
yeah,
IIs.
let's just say we've had enough of that, and let's go into a private lobby so that I can address my audience for like, let's say half an hour, because it's a 5-hour stream. You need to like kind of waste time.
Yep.
Let's say per se. And someone has asked you a completely personal question innocently. They're not trying to offend you. They're just asking you something. They've spent 25 quid to ask you this question.
Alright, so I'm in a private lobby.
You're
no one's trying to kill me. Yep.
Okay, in fact, forget GTA completely.
No, we'll go back to. We'll stay with the GTA. I'm in a private lobby by myself.
Yeah.
Yep. No one's killing me. No one's attacking me.
Yeah, you've gone to a nice place with the sunset. Yeah.
Yeah. Depending on the question, depending if I answer.
But how would you answer it? Let's say you have no choice. Like, it's popped up. It's completely taken over your screen. You have no choice but to pay attention to it.
I would probably pause the game and ask them to ask another question.
You would just do what I would do.
And I would focus on looking. If those people are commenting,
Yeah.
I would look for their name personally and answer the question.
No, you don't have to do that. You can just highlight their name, click on it, and then it will show you their history.
Oh
their
yeah.
chat history,
I'd ask them to
ask
ask them another question.
Yeah, because like a lot of streamers obviously get asked a range of questions that could be very uncomfortable. And some of them are fine with answering it. Some of them make a joke out of it. But there has to be a line somewhere, and some people get like really socially scary is the word that I would use, where they know everything about you, your habits and the things you would react to, but you know nothing about them. So questions like that could be predictable from their side, but not your side completely.
I think it's one of those things where the moment you choose to put yourself in the public eye,
Yep.
and put yourself on a platform where you are going to have people not necessarily bombarding you, but you're going to have people seeing what you're doing and asking you things.
Yeah.
That what I'm saying is, the moment you put yourself in a position where people can contact you freely with no problem and no issue whatsoever, you have to be prepared for these kind of personal questions and kind of essentially what you're creating an almost intimate environment with your viewers.
Yeah,
by
you're the outcast.
by allowing yourself to be live and in person.
Right.
Because the thing with YouTube and like easy access on demand content is you don't have to look at the comments.
No.
You don't have to answer the comments.
You just hire a guy to do that.
But with streaming, you have to be aware of them the whole time.
Yeah. Separate screen, all of that scary stuff, really.
Yep. And I think it's not for the faint of heart.
No. Well, neither platform is. Let's be
No,
honest.
but it's for everyone. It's accessible by everyone. Anyone can do it.
You think if you're uploading videos, you can just look at the comments. You're not behind a camera. You're behind the camera. No one can see you.
Yeah.
So you can react how you want.
And the thing,
If you're live streaming and you see a comment you don't like or it's disrespectful, they can see your face.
Yeah.
They can see how you react, so they could use that against you.
but you also need to have a really good poker face in those situations as well.
That's what I'm
Ooh,
asking.
I'm not good at that.
Or just don't have a camera. Which
Yeah,
is
that's
also,
the way that I would prefer to.
Yeah, it's also completely acceptable to do.
Let's go
Correct.
VTubing.
Or VTubing.
I would
but,
be a VTuber.
I think for this podcast at least, we're going to have a camera set up.
Yeah, we're going to have a camera set up, which is fine.
Because it's a lot of editing otherwise. I'm not gonna lie, lads.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, sticking a PNG on my face isn't going to be a lot of editing unless we have different camera angles.
Why do you want a PNG on your face?
VTuber.
Oh, we're not doing that for the podcast.
Of course
What?
not.
But what I'm saying is, without cameras, there's a lot of stuff for me to do in editing because I have to create a visual for YouTube.
Oh, that's very true. We have to set the stage.
I've created a visual for YouTube, and it's a generic visual, and I like it. It works. Have you seen it?
No.
I will have to. I shared it with both of you. So
Yeah, but you know I don't check the chat that often.
no, what's the point in having a chat if you don't fucking look at it?
I mean, I look at it, but just, sparsely. I like to be surprised.
But yeah, my point is we're going to have a camera set up because it makes my life easier,
Much easier.
and it creates a more intimate kind of thing with our audience.
But, alright, speaking of audiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about, interpersonal stuff like that. Which do you think is more welcoming?
What do you mean?
Probably the
Twitch
old.
and YouTube.
Oh.
Which is
What's more
which
welcoming?
Which audience? Let's say which audience would you personally think would welcome you with open arms much quicker?
I'm gonna say Twitch.
Really, Twitch again.
Yeah.
I personally, I mean, this might just be me being a black guy thing, and I could do a lot of things in editing. Make myself look slimmer and probably put myself in a bikini, whatever. Right? I think that Twitch would be harsher on me. Because, fat black guy.
But I think it's not necessarily to do with my skin tone or my
No, nothing like that.
or
I'm
my
just
body
saying
weight.
that's where the
I think
phobias
it's
come from.
my personality is what will make me more welcome on Twitch.
So you're saying that YouTube is essentially more kid friendly and Twitch is more dark humor friendly.
Well, not just
That makes
my
I mean, that's what you're saying about your
but
humor.
not just my humor, but in general, I think one thing you guys have probably noticed about me is when it comes to streaming and YouTube and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I'm a lot more talkative than you guys.
Yeah, much more.
I think that's why I'd be a little bit more welcome on Twitch, because YouTube, there are workarounds to not talking as frequently.
Absolutely. You can use music, you can use...
Or you can add a voiceover later on.
Which is what I would plan to do.
Like, there's post-production stuff you can do on YouTube.
Right.
Whereas live streaming is very much here and now. If you fuck up, you fuck up. Take it on the chin.
Yeah.
But I think for me, streaming will be a little bit more of a welcome for me, simply because I can talk a lot more.
Which is... Yeah, because it's the opposite for me. I can talk... I talk way less.
You get more into the game and the gameplay.
But not only that, when something goes wrong, I do panic.
Yeah.
And so...
Whereas I'm quite quick on my feet, I think, you guys have probably noticed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legend knows this from work, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The amount of times we've had to bullshit our way out of scenarios.
I mean, it always works.
It does.
We weren't fired.
How many times have you let me do the talking and we've walked away scot-free?
Quite a few. I lost count.
But the thing with you and me, I think with all three of us as well, is we're all very good at staying on the same page.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll notice what you're putting down and I'll pick it up. And...
if you the pair of you know when I'm bullshitting to someone,
Yeah.
and you know how to play along with it.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think that's due to, obviously, me and Bourne doing drama and everything, so we
Yeah.
know when someone's putting something